Welcome to Wealth Hustle 247 podcast, your trusted guide to financial literacy, business innovation, and entrepreneurial success. Learn how to grow your wealth, make informed decisions, and turn your ideas into profitable ventures.
In this AI-generated podcast, explore the transformative journey from self-employed to business owner. Learn how to work less and earn more by building systems, delegating effectively, and creating a business that runs without you.
Let's talk about that familiar feeling, right? That desire for more control over your time, maybe a bigger income. It's what pushes so many of us to, bet on ourselves, go to self-employment.
Yeah, it's a really common jump. Strong motivation behind it.
But, and maybe this sounds familiar to you listening, that dream, well, it can start to feel a bit like a trap, can't it?
Yeah.
You're working crazy long hours, the income kind of hits the ceiling.
And you still feel stuck.
Yeah.
Just stuck in a different way. It's easy to get overwhelmed when you're responsible for literally everything.
Exactly. And that's really the core of our deep dive today. We're not just going to chat about being self-employed. We want to really drill down into the huge difference between that and actually building a proper business.
A crucial distinction.
Yeah. So our mission here is to lay out a kind of roadmap for making that change. How you can move from just, trading your hours for money to building something that lets you work smarter.
Earn more, get some time back.
Right. And the sources we dug into, they really unpack this. The mindset shifts you need, the actual systems, the tools that can help, and just the overall strategies to make that leap from self-employed to, business owner.
And it really starts with understanding why the self-employment model, even though it feels like freedom at first, often hits a wall.
Okay, let's get right into it then. What's the fundamental problem, the main constraint people hit when they're self-employed? What's the catch?
Well, fundamentally, it boils down to what's often called owner dependency. Basically, you are the business. Your income is totally tied to your direct work. Your time, your skills, actively doing the thing. You stop working, even for a bit.
The money stops flowing, or at least slows way down.
Exactly.
Yeah, that direct link between your personal effort and the cash coming in. You think about, the freelance designer, billing hours, or the consultant who has to deliver every single meeting.
Or the artisan making each item by hand, the coach running every session personally.
Right.
Our research showed tons of examples like these. Great people, super talented.
But their earnings are capped.
Yeah.
Just by the sheer number of hours in a day.
Precisely. And that owner dependency leads to a few key issues that really hold people back. Our sources pointed this out clearly. Trading time for money that inherently limits your income potential. Simple math.
And the scaling problem. If you're the only one who can do the core work, how do you grow beyond your own capacity? That seems like a massive hurdle.
It is. The business can only grow as much as the owner can physically handle. And that leads to, a lot of stress usually.
I bet.
Because you're juggling everything, right? Marketing, sales, doing the actual work, bookkeeping, admin, all of it.
Feels like you're just putting out fires constantly.
Yeah, like being on a treadmill that keeps getting faster. And because you're so busy doing, there's just no time or energy left to step back and think about building systems.
Those systems that could actually automate things, make it more sustainable, allow for growth.
That's the key insight. Just recognizing these limits, understanding that being the sole engine has real constraints. That's the absolute first step towards changing things.
Okay, so we see the trap, we understand the limitations, how do we get out? The sources really seem to emphasize that it doesn't start with tactics, but with changing how you think, a mindset shift.
Absolutely. Moving from being that self-employed technician, focused on doing the daily tasks, to becoming a business-owning strategist. That's primarily a mental game first.
Right. The technician is focused on the how to do the task right now.
While the business owner starts thinking about the what and the who, what's the big picture, and who else can help execute the plan effectively, it might not always be you doing the how.
And our sources laid out 5 specific steps for this mindset shift. Let's walk through those. First one, embrace delegation. Now that sounds easy, but if you built this thing yourself, trusting others, oof.
It's tough, no doubt. It means letting go of that belief that only you can do it perfectly or exactly your way.
Yeah, that control thing.
But delegation isn't just about dumping tasks. It's about realizing you can multiply your impact by, empowering others, giving them ownership, building a real team, not just getting helpers.
Okay. Step 2 was think long term, moving beyond just today's crisis or project.
Exactly. lifting your gaze from the immediate tasks to designing the business so it can actually function, maybe even thrive, without you micromanaging every single detail.
You're not just making income, you're building an asset, something that could potentially run itself.
That's the idea, building something valuable that lasts.
Then step 3, see yourself as a builder. I like that framing. Changes your whole role.
It's powerful, yeah. You shift from being the main doer to being the architect, the designer of the whole system.
Your job becomes creating the structure, the processes, finding the people.
Yeah.
So the business grows beyond just you.
Right. You're building something bigger than yourself.
Number 4 is invest in learning. But not just learning your craft better.
Right.
It's a different kind of learning.
Totally different. The focus shifts from task mastery to leadership and growth skills, business strategy, team management, financial literacy.
Things you might not have needed as much when it was just you.
Exactly. Our sources mention things like, reading business books, going to seminars, actually studying how other successful entrepreneurs made this shift.
Makes sense. And the last step, number 5, let go of scarcity thinking. This feels really important, especially if you've had those income roller coaster moments.
Oh, absolutely. That feeling that there's only so much success or money to go around and you have to fight for your tiny slice, that holds you back.
Keeps you playing small.
Yeah. This is about cultivating more of an abundance mindset, believing that by building smart systems, leveraging a team, you can actually create more value, earn more by working smarter, not just grinding harder.
So this whole mindset piece is really about redefining your identity in the business. From doer to strategist, builder, leader, sounds like you absolutely need this foundation before anything else can really change.
It's non-negotiable, really. Without this shift in thinking, trying to implement systems or build a team, you'll approach it the wrong way. It just won't stick or be as effective.
Okay, so mindset shifted. We're starting to think like owners, like architects. What's next? What are the tangible building blocks?
Yeah.
Our sources hammered home the importance of
systems.
Yeah.
Absolutely critical. The bedrock for escaping that self-employment treadmill.
And a business system is basically just a documented, repeatable way to do things.
Exactly. Structured, documented, repeatable. It replaces the chaos and inconsistency with predictability and reliability. That's the core idea.
Got it. And the sources outlined 5 key systems. Let's run through them. First was the operations system. What falls under that?
Think of operations as the how-to for delivering your actual product or service. It's your core delivery mechanism.
Okay.
So this includes things like workflow charts, mapping out the steps, standard operating procedures, SOPs, with really clear step-by-step instructions.
Like a recipe for each task.
Pretty much. And quality control checks built in. Checklists, procedure guides. The goal is consistency and reliability, even if you're not doing it yourself.
Makes sense. Next system, marketing. This is about getting customers in the door, right?
Yep. Building a predictable way to attract qualified leads. So things like SEO, getting found online, using social media effectively, maybe paid ads, partnerships. It's about creating a consistent flow of interest.
Then you need a sales system to turn that interest into actual paying customers.
That's right. This involves things like having good sales scripts or frameworks, setting up lead nurturing funnels to guide people along, and using CRM tools, customer relationship management.
Right, to keep track of everyone and automate follow-ups.
Exactly. It
Right.
makes the conversion process much smoother and more manageable.
Fourth system, finance. This sounds like one area where solopreneurs might wing it a bit sometimes.
Very common and absolutely critical to systematize. We're talking invoicing, tracking cash flow meticulously, budgeting, planning for taxes, maybe even forecasting.
Sounds like a lot.
It can be. That's why the sources often recommend getting help, like an accountant, or using software like QuickBooks. Streamlines it immensely.
Good advice. And the final one, customer service system. Keeping current customers happy.
Just as important as getting new ones, maybe more so. This means having things like help desk tools, good FAQs, ways to gather feedback, clear support channels, making it easy for customers to get help and feel valued.
Okay, so putting these 5 systems in place, operations, marketing, sales, finance, customer service, what are the big benefits the sources highlighted?
Huge benefits. Results become way more predictable because things are standardized, training new people. So much easier and faster with documented procedures.
Take the load off you.
Massively reduces your stress because the business isn't solely riding on your shoulders anymore. It can function without your constant input on everything.
And those SOPs, the standard operating procedures, they seem like the real core of making this work.
Absolutely fundamental. SOPs make your business teachable. Someone else can learn to do it. Measurable, you can track if it's being done right. And replicable, which is essential if you ever want to scale.
Okay, so mindset shifting, we're building systems. What's the next big lever to pull to really move from self-employed to running a business?
People. The next essential step, according to our sources, is hiring and building a team. A real business, one that gives you freedom, almost always relies on other people.
Your role changes again.
Yeah, you shift from being the main doer to being the leader, the orchestrator of a capable team.
That sounds like a big step. Maybe a bit daunting if you're used to working alone. Where do you even start? The sources had some practical tips.
They did. A really common starting point is hiring virtual assistants, or VAs.
Right, they can handle tasks remotely.
Exactly. Things like scheduling, social media management, email handling. Tasks that eat up your time but don't necessarily require you, frees you up instantly for more strategic stuff.
And then you get more strategic with hiring as you grow.
Yeah. You start hiring for roles that directly free up more of your time or actively increase revenue. Think sales reps, maybe project managers to oversee delivery.
Takes more off your plate.
Right. And the sources made a great point about hiring for culture fit, looking beyond just the technical skills on a resume.
Meaning their attitude, their values, how they'll fit with the way you work.
Precisely. You can often train technical skills, but attitude and alignment with your company culture. Much harder to teach. Getting that right is key for the long term.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And they also mentioned clear job descriptions and KPIs, key performance indicators.
Crucial for setting expectations. A good job description spells out responsibilities clearly. KPIs give measurable goals so everyone knows what success looks like in that role.
It's not just about filling seats, though. It's about building a team that actually works well together. Empowering them seemed important, too.
Absolutely. Empowerment comes from good mentorship, providing training so they can grow, and giving them autonomy, the freedom to make decisions in their roles.
Builds trust, reduces your need to micromanage everything.
Exactly. Boosts productivity, loyalty. It's a win-win.
And what about the overall team culture? How do you build a good one?
Open communication is huge. Creating a space where people feel safe to share ideas, raise concerns. Recognizing good work is also vital, rewarding performance.
Regular meetings.
Yeah, regular team meetings, virtual or in person, keep everyone aligned. And using tools helps too. Project management software like Asana, Slack for communication, ClickUp, they streamline collaboration.
So a strong team really becomes the engine that runs the systems.
That's the goal. It takes the pressure off you and turns the business into something that can genuinely operate more independently.
Okay. Mindset, systems, team. Feels like we're building something solid now. Where does technology fit into turbocharging this whole process?
Technology is the accelerator. It's a massive force multiplier. Helps you scale, automate tons of repetitive tasks, simplify workflows.
Buys back even more time and brain space.
Definitely. Lets you focus on the really high-level strategy.
The sources gave some great examples of must-have tools. Let's touch on a few. CRM tools. First, customer relationship management.
Yeah, things like HubSpot or Zoho. Essential for managing all your customer interactions, tracking leads through your sales pipeline, basically organizing all that crucial relationship data.
Keeps things from falling through the cracks.
Totally. Then you've got email marketing platforms like ConvoltKit or ActiveCampaign.
For automating communication?
Exactly. Nurturing leads automatically, sending targeted campaigns to existing customers. It's super efficient for staying connected and driving sales without manual effort for every email.
Project management tools, Trello, Monday, seem essential once you have a team.
Oh, yeah. They keep everyone on the same page. You can assign tasks, set deadlines, track progress visually, makes collaboration much smoother, especially with remote team members.
And for businesses selling products, e-commerce platforms like Shopify seem like a no-brainer.
Absolutely. They handle everything. The online store, payments, inventory, sometimes even shipping. Takes you out of the loop for every single transaction.
Frees you up. What about customer support? Chatbots and help desks.
Great for providing instant answers 24/7. Chatbots can handle common questions automatically. Help desk software organizes all the support requests, making sure issues get resolved efficiently, improves customer experience without you being constantly on call.
And finally, accounting tools. Xero, QuickBooks.
Crucial for simplifying bookkeeping, invoicing, budgeting. Gives you a clear view of your financial health, saves tons of time, reduces errors compared to doing it manually.
So looking at all these tools, what's the big picture advantage of using technology and automation?
Well, the sources stressed a few things. It reduces errors, systems are consistent, it saves enormous amounts of time on repetitive stuff, it ensures consistency in how you operate and communicate. And like with chatbots, it can enable parts of your business to run 24/7.
The key is choosing tools that work together, right? Integrated systems.
Yeah, ideally, you want them to connect smoothly to create efficient workflows, not a patchwork of tools that don't talk to each other. That just adds complexity.
Right. Okay, so we've got the mindset, the systems, the team, the tech. This is all leading somewhere. How do you actually take all this and, scale the business, grow bigger without just working harder?
Scaling is where it all comes together. It's about increasing your impact, increasing your income, but without a proportional increase in your workload. It's your systems, people, and strategy firing on all cylinders.
Makes sense. And the sources had some proven strategies for doing this. One was productize your services. What does that mean exactly?
It means taking what you do, especially if it's service-based, and packaging it up. Instead of purely custom work every time, you create defined packages or frameworks with clear deliverables and pricing.
Makes it easier to sell and deliver consistently.
Exactly. Much more scalable because it's less reliant on your unique input for every single client engagement.
Another one was build digital products like courses or templates. Seems like a path to more passive income.
Definitely. Online courses, templates, memberships. You create them once, refine them, and then they can generate revenue serving many people with much less ongoing effort from you personally.
Interesting. What about license your IP, your intellectual property?
Yeah, if you've developed unique methods or processes or training, you could potentially license others to use them. They pay you a fee, you expand your reach without doing the delivery yourself.
Smart. And outsource non-essentials. Still important even when scaling.
Maybe even more so. Your job now is high-level strategy and leadership. Anything administrative, operational, non-core, if someone else can do it well, outsource it. Frees up your focus.
Expanding reach through multiple platforms and affiliate networks also came up.
Right. Don't rely on just one marketing channel. Diversify. And partnerships like affiliate programs where others promote you can really amplify your reach quickly.
And the last one, maybe counterintuitive, but important. Increase prices.
Yep. As you build value, get results, and potentially specialize, focusing on higher value clients who appreciate what you do allows you to earn more without necessarily doing more work overall. It's about value, not just volume.
Okay, so as you're doing all this scaling, what numbers should you be watching? Key metrics.
Several important ones came up. CAC, customer acquisition cost. How much does it cost to get a new customer? CLV, customer lifetime value. How much is a customer worth over time?
Profit margins, obviously.
Crucial. Got to know if you're actually making money. Churn rate. How many customers are you losing? Yeah. And NPS Net Promoter Score. Basically, how happy are your customers?
So tracking these helps you see what's working and what needs tweaking.
Exactly. Scaling isn't set and forget it. It's constant review, adaptation, optimization based on that data. But get it right. And that's where the real freedom starts to emerge.
Which brings us nicely to the ultimate goal for many people doing this. Financial freedom and, maybe just as importantly, time liberation.
That's the payoff, isn't it? Not just more money, but real control over your time, designing your life.
Getting to that point where the business runs, generates income, without needing you for every little thing.
Yeah.
So you can actually enjoy the rewards.
Exactly. Pursue other interests, spend time with family, whatever freedom means to you.
And the sources pointed to some signs that you've actually achieved this. What should people look for?
Well, predictable income from diverse streams is a big one. Not relying on just one thing. Having genuine time for passions, family, hobbies, that's huge.
Knowing the systems are running smoothly in the background.
Right. And having a team that operates effectively with minimal supervision, feeling like you have the flexibility to travel, maybe work less if you want to. Those are all good indicators.
But getting there isn't the end, is it? You have to sustain it. The sources mention steps for that too.
Absolutely. Freedom requires ongoing stewardship. Things like reinvesting profits into other income-generating assets, maybe real estate, stocks, even other businesses.
Building up buffers.
Yeah, building solid emergency funds and investment funds for security, setting up retirement accounts properly, automating savings and expenses makes personal finance easier.
And keep learning.
Always. Continuing to learn, evolve, stay adaptable, that's key to sustaining anything long-term. The world keeps changing.
So in the end, this freedom, it's more than just the bank balance or the free hours.
Much more. It's about peace of mind, really. Having purpose. Having genuine control over your time, which is, our most valuable resource.
So wrapping up our deep dive here, we've traced this path from that often intense reality of self-employment, which, let's be honest, can feel like just having a really demanding boss yourself to becoming a true business owner. Building something sustainable, something that creates value beyond just your own direct hours.
Yeah, it's not just about making more money. It's about getting your time back, reducing that constant stress, and creating something lasting. Self-employment might be step one away from a traditional job, but it's usually not the final destination for real freedom.
And the way there, as we've seen, involves these key stages, that crucial mindset shift from worker to builder.
Building those solid, documented systems as your foundation.
Leveraging technology smartly to automate and scale.
And empowering a great team to run the show.
Absolutely. So for you listening, think about those steps. Shift the mindset, build the systems, leverage the tech, empower the people. That's the path to working less, earning more, and honestly, living a richer life on your terms.
And just to echo the powerful closing thought from our sources, your journey really does start now. Design the system, build the team, leverage the tools.
Live the dream.
Let go of the constant hustle and embrace the strategy, that freedom you're looking for. It's definitely within reach, and it is absolutely worth every step it takes to get there.
That's it for today's episode of Wealth Hustle 247. Be sure to follow, like, comment, and share with others. Keep pushing toward your goals, and we'll see you in the next episode.